How long ago? How long's it been?
What was it, girls? Will get you?
Oh my God!
Oh.
You can't get out here, sir.
A man ventured into the forest with his 2 Rottweilers. After a while, they reached a river tucked deep in the woods. He stopped there to rest, letting the dogs roam and play along the tree line until suddenly they came running back.
What was it, girls? Will get you?
You guys hear that though? Yeah. Possible Wendigo. Sounds like.
The dogs were visibly terrified, ears pinned back, tails tucked tight. Whatever sound had scared them was loud and unnatural, nothing like anything he'd ever heard in the woods before. At Alpenblick Snow Resort in Myoko City, Japan, a snowboarder suddenly experienced something completely unexpected. Without warning, a wild boar rushed down the slope and crashed into him, sending him to the ground. It then went after another snowboarder before suddenly turning and disappearing into the trees. Resort officials later said it was the first incident of its kind ever reported there. Late at night, 2 friends were driving along a tight forest road. They knew there were stories about an old gated area nearby, but the surroundings felt much darker and more cut off than they imagined. Then suddenly, something appeared ahead, a figure sitting directly in the middle of the road.
Wait, what is that?
Wait, cut it. Who's that? What the is that? What is that? What, dude? Are you seeing that?
Yeah, bro, what?
I'm out, dude. Oh my God.
Is it? Wait, no, yo, he might need help. That looks like a guy.
You think it's a person?
Yeah. He looks at.
Alright.
Hey, are you okay?
You alright?
Should I get out?
No, don't get out. You insane?
He might need help.
Dude, I'm
They slowed the car, assuming it might be someone who needed help, but that's when things took a disturbing turn.
Hey, are you okay?
You alright? I don't know, I'm backing up a little bit.
I don't.
What the
Yo,
Go!
Was it a setup, a sick prank, or did they see something that was never meant to be seen that night? A woman was recording herself during her trip when, out of nowhere, something unsettling happened. Luckily, she moved back just in time, but what explains the bird's strange behavior? While they were out on the water, a group of people suddenly spotted a fisherman floating alone in the open ocean, miles away from land.
Only you were on it? How long ago did you capsize? How long ago? How long's it been?
Yesterday.
Oh, wow.
His small boat had capsized the day before. For almost 24 hours, he drifted alone in the open sea, hoping for help that never seemed to arrive.
Water?
No,
man, we get Coast Guard.
got a water for you here. You don't want it? Okay.
You alright?
It was just you on the vessel?
Yeah, only me.
Man, you're 100 miles from Bimini.
Oh.
This is South Florida.
You're off Boynton Beach or Boca right now, man.
Alright, everyone healthy, everyone fasting.
Coast Guard's coming. You want a water?
Yo.
You want a water? Okay.
He was more than 100 miles from Bimini, near the South Florida coast. Thankfully, the Coast Guard found him and brought him safely back to shore. It was truly a miracle that he survived long enough to be rescued. This clip was posted by TikTok user It's Just Tasha. She was spending a calm day by the river in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, with her dog Bella, when things suddenly took a creepy turn.
are you doing? You can't get out here, sir.
A man slowly emerged from the river and started walking toward them. Feeling something wasn't right, Bella began barking aggressively and put herself between Tasha and the stranger.
No, don't. They'll come. They'll come. What are you doing?
Even after Tasha told him not to come any closer, the man stuck around and kept acting oddly. Later on, Tasha said he was identified as a known thief in the area. It's scary to think what could have happened if Bella hadn't been there. It really feels like Bella may have saved her life that day. A man was fishing far offshore when he suddenly felt a powerful tug on his line. Thinking he'd hooked something big, he started reeling it in. But the fish wasn't alone. It was lodged in the jaws of something much larger. The predator had already swallowed most of it and was still clamped onto it as it was pulled up.
I don't even know how to do oh, look at his fins, first of all. This is like, oh my, that's bigger than a basketball. Look at this, my hand. Oh my God.
In that moment, nature made it clear who was really in charge, and he chose to release both fish. One night, a man noticed a pair of glowing eyes wandering around his property. He stepped outside with his gun, trying to figure out what was out there.
All right, whatever you are, you need to leave. Stay out of this place. This is our home. This is our home. Need to leave.
As soon as he fired, the creature took off and disappeared into the darkness. What made the encounter even more unsettling was that the ice was nearly 7 feet off the ground. The man didn't believe it was human or even an animal. Someone was fishing at a quiet pond near an old military testing area when they spotted a really strange-looking turtle. Its shell looked unusual, and its face didn't seem to match any turtle people recognized, so they posted it online. Some folks even joked, or worried, that past experiments in the area might have messed with the wildlife. For now, though, no one really knows what's going on with the turtle, or how it ended up that way. When a fisherman tried to pull a hook out of a shark's mouth, he had to force it open, and what he saw inside was seriously unsettling. The shark's mouth was loaded with multiple rows of razor-sharp teeth on both the top and bottom. Every tooth looked like a blade made for ripping and tearing. Thankfully, the fisherman knew what he was doing and managed to get through it without getting hurt. A man from rural Birmingham, Alabama, was out for his usual morning walk when he noticed something strange crawling through his field. It was fat and slimy with a hammer-shaped head. He posted it on Reddit, and people identified it as a hammerhead worm, an invasive, toxic species that isn't native to the US. It turns out you have to be really careful with them, because even cutting one can cause each piece to grow into a whole new worm. The man reported it to the authorities and began watching his land more closely. Still, it raises a creepy question. If there was one, how many more could be hiding out there? A group of people was fishing at night in Florida when they spotted a big green glow shining up from under the water. A glowing circle showed up nearby, and the light looked strange, like it definitely wasn't natural.
Yo, what the?
Yo, it's weird.
Go over it, go over it.
Nah, don't go over it. Because if we hit that shit and we get stuck on top of that, and it keeps, it's getting brighter, yeah. They're pointing around like this. Yo, that's crazy. No. Look like a tornado or something. I don't see nothing. I just see like a flashlight. Oh, and it's moving. Yup. There's somebody there, bro. Look at the fishes. It's like a light. I think it's a light.
Some people thought they were mystical creatures. Others said they were probably just night divers, which sounds reasonable. The weird part is that the fishermen never saw anyone in the water, only the lights. According to reports, the video originated from a coast renowned for its unusual sightings. So, were they hidden crafts, secret technology, or some kind of rare sea life? A man was hiking deep in the Appalachian Mountains when a sudden sense of unease hit him. He took out his phone and carefully scanned the trees, and that's when he saw it. A black and white figure appeared to be standing motionless in the trees. As soon as it realized it was being filmed, it dropped down and vanished. When the man went to look, the area was empty. Some believe it was a hoax, while others think it could have been one of the unknown creatures rumored to live in the Appalachian forests. In the Appalachian Mountains, nights can be unsettling, with strange noises drifting through the woods. One evening, a man was sitting on his cabin porch when he suddenly heard something that stopped him cold. Locals talk about the Whistlers, mysterious beings believed to roam the hills after dark, calling out to anyone brave enough to listen. A woman from Mississippi shared this video online. For years, she'd heard loud bangs, heavy footsteps in the snow, and strange noises at night, yet nothing ever appeared on her cameras. Then, one warm morning, she discovered a huge handprint pressed into the snow. No one knows what made it, but it definitely didn't look human. On June 20th, 2022, YouTuber Aquatic Addiction was out spearfishing in the Gulf of Mexico, roughly 40 miles from land. The water was clear and calm, and nothing seemed wrong until he suddenly passed out underwater. Later, he explained it was a shallow water blackout, a sudden loss of oxygen that can knock a diver out without any warning. Most people don't survive it. He only made it because help arrived just in time. A man went fishing in a swamp near the mountains, expecting a normal day. Instead, something incredibly strong hit his line. After a tough fight, he pulled out a massive catfish, so big and heavy it outweighed him. That catch turned what was supposed to be a calm fishing trip into an encounter people now refer to as the swamp monster. A Reddit user was camping in New Hampshire's White Mountains when he noticed something weird crawling near his tent. It slid across the ground like a thin, living thread. People watching the clip said it was a horsehair worm, a parasite that grows inside insects and later comes out to live in water. A lot of viewers said just watching it gave them chills. Thankfully, it wasn't dangerous, just creepy enough to mess up an otherwise peaceful night of camping. A park ranger was by himself in a snow-covered forest late at night when he suddenly heard something unsettling. It was the sound of wolves howling. That's not completely unusual for a park ranger, but it's still incredibly eerie to hear in the middle of the night. Two fishermen were out catching crappie when something unexpected happened.
So we're out here catching crappie, me and Jordan. Look at this. There's so much statics in the air.
That's starting to hurt.
They laughed it off at first, not knowing what it really meant. When metal starts acting like that, it's usually a sign that the air is charged and lightning is nearby. On open water, that's extremely dangerous. One strike can happen without any warning. If they got out of there fast, they probably avoided something serious. Let's hope they did. A group of French Canadians set up camp near an old cabin deep in the woods. What began as a quiet, relaxing trip soon turned into something terrifying. As night fell and the forest went eerily silent, their peaceful evening suddenly took a dark turn.
Fait que ce fut c'est une super de belle soirée. Qu'est-ce que vous en pensez, les amis?
Moi, je pense que le feu, il réussit en esti, hein? Qu'est-ce que t'en penses? Il réussit en tabarouette.
Un esti de beau feu.
Hey, t'avais-tu entendu ça?
Quoi?
Check, check.
Ah! Frank, pogne la flashlight! Vite, pogne la flashlight! Fuck, c'était quoi? C'est où?
Something peeked out from the cabin door. When they moved closer, it disappeared, only to show up again moments later.
Shows them! Shows them! Oh, shit! You!
They went after it, but it slipped away into the forest. Completely frightened, the group decided not to wait for daylight and left before sunrise. To this day, no one knows what they encountered. Could it have been someone lurking near their camp, or was it something far more unsettling, not entirely human? This footage was recorded by a passenger aboard a plane as it flew over the waters near San Francisco. Take a look. The footage shows what appears to be another plane seemingly frozen in the sky. News outlets claimed the sight was normal and explained it as an optical illusion that happens fairly often. However, many viewers rejected this explanation. Several people pointed out that objects below, such as cars, could still be seen moving, which made the explanation feel inconsistent. Others said they had witnessed the same phenomenon themselves and felt the explanation given by the news did not fully make sense. The unusual sight sparked widespread debate and curiosity about what was really happening. One winter, a man was working by himself inside an old house in Detroit when things took a strange turn. The temperature suddenly shifted from warm to freezing, and eerie events began to unfold.
Yeah, I'm out. Out of here.
He shrugged it off, assuming it was just the old house making noise. But when he later watched the footage he'd recorded, a faint voice could be heard near the end. Some people believed the voice was begging, "Don't go," while others heard it asking for help. Whatever it said, it sounded panicked and emotional. No one else was discovered in the house, and from that moment on, he refused to ever be there by himself again. This UK-based wild camping channel is all about outdoor adventures, from first-time camping trips and gear tests to solo stays deep in the woods. The creator keeps things relaxed and honest, showing both the practical bushcraft side and the unpredictability of sleeping outside. There's a focus on learning as things go, along with that quiet, uneasy feeling that comes with being alone in the forest after dark. It's November 16th, 2025, and the trip takes place in a remote woodland area of the UK. Locals often call this forest haunted, not because of ghosts, but because the wildlife makes some seriously strange and unsettling noises at night.
Oh, he's done it! I'm going, fire pan. Right from the fire. Get that warming up, and then chuck the mince around. Yeah. Oh man, that's hot. Wait, check it out. Oh, my guys, that's pretty much cooked now. Oh, loaded. How come I just get take up the phone? That's good. Burning down now. London Bridge is burnt down because a lot of this video hasn't got audio, unfortunately. Viewing this bag here, which is green, and when it's green you can't be seen, so yeah, I'm just reviewing that. So I'll see. It's supposed to be raining now. It's supposed to be raining for the last 2 hours, but it hasn't, so the weatherman's once again let us down. We've already had dinner and that and a few drinks, so we're just pretty much chilling now. Yeah. That looks sick. Like how that's just like, I'm pretty proud of that, to be fair, that little setup. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate, that is sick.
Just looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Probably.
But that is not good.
Once the tarps and hammocks are set up, the forest comes alive, owls calling, foxes screaming, branches creaking overhead. As the night grows darker, every sound feels louder in the isolation. Nothing seems wrong, it's just nature, but the non-stop noises slowly build a quiet tension as they settle in for the night.
Yeah. Scary, is it?
Mate, people probably say that it's haunted just because of the screeching noise.
Yeah, really. A boar. A wild boar. Sound like you and you're like Minecraft pig impression. Remember?
Whoa.
Does he think we're doing it to it?
I don't know.
Do you think we've got a mating call somewhere?
Not while I'm there.
Hear owls going all night. Bit strange, but well, it's not really that strange. Heard some really weird noises earlier as well, like screaming. Bit strange, but anyway, we've got the fire going again. And I think we're gonna go to bed as it's getting quite late now. It's like 9:30, 10. So yeah, I think we're gonna send in for the night. Obviously, I'll record if anything happens interesting. But
sudden scratching and high-pitched screeches echo through the trees, shifting from one direction to another. It's likely just foxes and owls, but in the dark, every sound feels close. They stay alert until the noise fades. By morning, the tension lifts, they laugh it off, pack up, and head home. Fishermen spotted a man about 3 miles off the coast, still keeping himself afloat after nearly 24 hours in the water. The sea was rough, the wind was strong, and he was close to collapsing. By the time they pulled him on board, he was cold, weak, and barely conscious. They rushed him to shore, where paramedics treated him for hypothermia and dehydration. He survived by just minutes. Reddit user Malachi James posted this unsettling clip online. It shows a pregnant woman lying calmly in bed, and everything seems normal at first. But in the last few seconds, a faint shadow appears to rise near the foot of the bed, almost like the shape of a head, before disappearing. The woman said she didn't notice anything strange at the time, but admitted she often felt an intense, heavy presence in the house, as if something unseen was watching her. Even creepier, at the very beginning of the video, what looked like two glowing eyes can be spotted in the hallway. Whatever was caught on camera that night remains a mystery. While fishing in Florida, someone sent a drone up over the water and noticed something odd moving just below the surface. A dark shape slid through the shallow water, way too smoothly to look like a fish. Some people thought it might be a small submarine, but the water seemed way too shallow for that. Others guessed it could have been an underwater drone, maybe even military or research equipment. To this day, no one knows for sure what it actually was. A camper was walking through the woods when he suddenly felt like he wasn't alone. Thinking someone might be following him, he pulled out his camera and started filming as he hurried away. Each time he stopped and looked back, he said he could see a figure standing in the fog, watching him. Once he made it back to his van, he didn't waste any time leaving. People online still debate whether it was just a stalker or something like Bigfoot. A video circulating online shows a strange sight in the sky during sunset, where three bright celestial objects appear at the same time, making it look like there are three moons. Since Earth only has one natural moon, the appearance of two more seems impossible and has left viewers confused and intrigued. While many people believe the effect is likely caused by a camera lens reflection or optical illusion, the person reviewing the footage isn't fully convinced in this case. The unusual visual has sparked debate and curiosity, though the true explanation remains uncertain, especially as similar clips can sometimes be explained by camera effects. The video starts off looking completely normal, but then a dark shape appears in the background. After that, the footage becomes extremely shaky, and the figure is only visible briefly when the camera happens to catch it. The question is whether the camera shake is due to real fear, making the footage feel raw and unsettling, or if it's intentionally done to distract viewers and hide whether the clip is authentic. What others think. Feel free to share your thoughts. A guy was out fishing when something really strange caught his attention, a pelican with what looked like a solar panel on its back. It was so odd that he even wondered if the bird was real. He shared the clip online, asking what was going on, and someone pointed out it was probably a solar-powered tracking device, which actually makes a lot of sense. Moxley's Paranormal World is run by Moxley and often features his friend Ming as they head out to camp overnight in some of the UK's most feared and allegedly haunted locations. Their videos mix survival-style outdoor challenges with serious paranormal investigations, all in an effort to capture solid proof of the unexplained. They regularly explore places marked by tragedy, using a combination of old-school and modern ghost hunting tools to record their experiences. In this episode, the duo visits a forest infamous for its dark history and considered one of the most haunted areas in the UK. The site is linked to a deadly mining disaster in 1910 that claimed the lives of 344 people.
I keep thinking I can hear people up that side. Possibly can, but the place is huge. But the history to it is unreal. But there's a lake just to my right here, and it's said that a white lady has been spotted around it. Let's have a look. I bet that is horrifying at night. Well, yeah, there's been multiple reports of a white lady seen at this lake. I have to say though, a white lady, she gets around, doesn't she? Well, yeah, you can just see now, just through the trees, this is where pit number 3 is, where 344 people lost their lives. And then to the left is where one of the UK's worst mining disasters happened, just up this way. Did you hear that?
Yeah. That was over there somewhere, the first one.
Yeah. It sounded like kids to me.
It sounded like 2 kids and a female to me at the time.
As they moved further into the forest, Moxley pointed out how unsettling the area felt, mentioning old stories about a white lady and reports of small spirits being seen. While searching for a quiet place to set up their tents, they heard what sounded like the voices of 2 children and a woman close by.
We've walked in here. Yeah. Well, away from the trail. Yeah. Right. So I'm stood over there. Before that whistle, and I swear, through the trees, something went through the trees.
Okay.
I can't rule out somebody on a push bike.
Right.
But then,
it's possible.
that whistling, that whistle. So there's definitely people out here.
I've just heard them over there. I think it might have been somebody just whistling to others.
Yeah.
Moxley said he caught a glimpse of a black, silent shape moving quickly between the trees. Moments later, a loud whistle echoed through the darkness. Then, long after midnight, just as he was preparing for a ghost investigation, he noticed 2 sets of torchlights approaching their campsite.
Where have they gone? So you're there then, of people possibly watching us.
Yeah.
It could be true.
Seems like it could be right now, doesn't it?
Hello?
Hello?
What was that? Oh, I'm shaking because I've been sat in it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we are. We're being watched out there. 100%.
Yeah.
What do we do? Just go back to the tents and just relax.
See what's there.
Yeah. This is the only issue. Being out here in the middle of the woods, you just don't know who else is out there. They're doing what we're doing. Oh, could it be something more sinister? You just don't know, do you? But there's definitely somebody over there. Right, so I'm not 100% sure if you'll be able to see it. But just beyond this tree, just here, you might see every now and then like a flicker, but there is a big fire. So me and Ming have just been having a bit of a chat, saying, did we stay? Did we go? We could pack up, we could start making our way out of here, but then again, we'd have to walk past where they are anyway. So I'm going to suggest we'll stay. We'll stay at camp, wait for first light, and then we'll start packing stuff up. Unfortunately, I was going to go over this side and I was going to use like the spirit talker and I was going to use the ghost tube EVP, but I don't think it's worth us splitting up because we don't know who that is, we don't know what their intentions are. Like Ming said, they could just be doing what we're doing, but why use a strobe light towards us? Why not just come over and speak to us? I put my torch on towards them so they...
When Moxley directed his light toward the figures, they immediately switched theirs off, then turned them back on and began flashing the beams toward the camp. Even with the growing sense of danger, the fear triggered by the moving lights, and the unsettling feeling of being followed, Moxley and Ming still managed to endure the night in one of the UK's most haunted locations. A photographer flew his drone over a remote mountain range, expecting nothing more than peaceful landscape shots. But on a barren hillside, he spotted 9 people standing in a perfect circle. Moments later, another figure appeared, dragging something that looked disturbingly like a body bag. He had counted 9 at first, yet 2 suddenly broke away and ran off. Only one returned, As the drone kept recording, more figures began to emerge from the tree line. Some ran, others moved slowly, as if searching or hunting for something out of sight. The uploader never revealed who he was, only sharing the footage online and asking for opinions. To this day, no one knows whether he ever reported what he saw. The Bigfoot clip has been arguing with people for a long time over whether it's real or fake. A lot of the debate is about how authentic it looks. The creature moving in the video doesn't really come off as CGI. The only way it could be staged is if it were someone in a suit, but the size and movement make that hard to believe. It would take a seriously convincing costume to look that realistic out in the woods, especially at that scale. Because of that, the footage keeps people split, and the mystery of what was actually filmed is still up in the air. The video shows a quiet night walk that starts normally. The camera then stops moving, and a white figure emerges from the shadows, moving in a gorilla-like way. It pauses and appears to stare at the person filming before the clip suddenly ends. The ending raises questions, but the fact that the footage was uploaded suggests the recorder survived. While it looks unsettling, the figure's appearance seems computer-generated, making the clip more likely CGI than a real encounter. Out snowshoeing in the snowy backcountry of Lolo, Montana, a couple noticed something weird near a frozen lake. Footprints that only had 3 toes instead of the usual 5. Right next to them was a 5-foot stick placed in a way that just didn't look random. They followed the tracks into the woods for a bit, but once it started getting dark, they decided to head back. So far, no one's been able to figure out what made those prints. Any ideas what it could be? Adam had been hiking with his father, but at that point, he was on his own. That's when things took a turn.
Passed someone on the trail, like a guy. He looked like he was like from the 80s. He was wearing a full suit that like looked like he was from the 80s, and I was like, ew, I don't like that. I got a weird vibe from him. And look at what I just found. Is this not like terrifying? Should I open it?
The man didn't say anything. He quietly set a briefcase on the ground and walked away, feeling curious but uneasy. The hiker opened it and found only an old map dated 1989. That was it. The strange man in the suit was still close by. Some even wondered if he could have been a time traveler from the 80s. A fisherman was standing on the beach when he noticed some strange lights out over the water. At first, it just looked like a single beam, but when he zoomed in, it started to look oddly human. He realized the lights seemed to form glowing, human-shaped figures that looked like they were standing on the surface of the water. As he focused on one, another suddenly appeared next to it. Since the area is already rumored to be near an alien base and the moment was caught on camera, plenty of people believe these glowing figures could be something extraterrestrial. While hiking deep in the woods, someone thought they saw a face in the branches. They filmed it, then left feeling uneasy. Later, watching the video, it still wasn't clear what it was. Some viewers say they see a face, others think it's just pareidolia. Whether it was real or just an imagination remains unknown. Paul is passionate about hiking, camping, and the outdoors. A few months ago, he began documenting his journey along the Pacific Crest Trail, a 2,650-mile route, uploading daily videos for 149 days. On day 104, during a routine hike, he noticed something unusual off the side of the trail that immediately caught his attention and made him stop to take a closer look.
And there's this kind of cloud clinging to the lower ground. Because I'm quite low myself, I can't show you properly, but it's kind of like a big, thick, heavy cloud inversion. It looks really, really nice, just keep getting glimpses of it. And there's moisture just dripping off everything, off all the trees and all the plants. I know it wouldn't have been very nice to be out in it last night. I did see a few people I know that had been posting on Instagram that they were caught up in it. Someone's been busy there, making a pine cone heart.
It was a heart-shaped form made from pine cones, a small but touching sight that made him pause and appreciate the quiet kindness of other hikers. Sadly, what he discovered right after wasn't nearly as sweet. What came next is best seen for yourself.
So I've just come from this direction, walking down this trail here, and to the side of me is this big volcanic feature. I'm going to guess it's either a sill or a dike. I can't remember the difference between them. But just through here on some of the rocks, there seems to be a big pile of, it kind of looks like trash, but it also looks like it could be a sleeping bag. And I can't see anyone there. It's just a little bit strange, so I'm just going to have a wander in and make sure that there's nothing nasty going on. Hello? Oh my goodness me. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not sure if I've just found a body or not.
At first, Paul wasn't sure if what he was looking at was even a person. It could have been anything, maybe a mannequin or abandoned clothing. But as he moved closer and took a better look, he noticed something that confirmed his worst fear.
I didn't think it would happen to me. I've just found somebody's remains at the side of the trail. And when I say the side of the trail, kind of like off that side of the trail, maybe 50 feet or so. I thought it was a pile of trash to start with, and I thought I would just go and investigate. When I got closer to it, it became obvious that it was the remains of a hiker. There was a backpack there, a sun umbrella, some trekking poles, and then I spotted the leg bones completely stripped. The tent was there, you know, all the sort of stuff you would associate with a through hiker or a long section hiker. And then when I turned around to leave the scene to get back to the trail to figure out what to do, that's when I spotted the skull. And that just obviously confirmed everything. There was a couple behind me, Adam and Jennifer, thank goodness. They helped me out, and Adam called 911. He had a little bit of service, and there's some deputies coming out to meet us.
Paul and the couple contacted the police right away, and authorities soon arrived to recover the body. What made it even more unsettling was how close it was to the main trail, and based on its condition, it appeared to have been there for about a year. Hopefully, the discovery brought some closure to a family searching for answers. However, police said there were no recent missing person reports that match, deepening the mystery. Out of respect for the deceased and his viewers, Paul chose not to film the police response or share any images. It was a deeply heartbreaking experience. A security camera on a remote property deep in the woods recorded something unusual late one night. A large figure was spotted moving fast through the darkness. Then seconds later, it started to fade and disappeared. It was likely just a camera glitch, but it still left the family unsettled, wondering what had been on their property that night. This drone footage shows a wide plantation area with grass in different shades and sections surrounded by tall trees. Everything looks normal until a tall, dark figure appears near two white pillars that look like a gateway. The figure walks calmly and has a noticeably human-like stride. What makes it strange is that no people were expected to be in that area, which is largely abandoned and rarely visited. Seeing a tall figure casually walking there raises questions about what it could be. Is it Bigfoot or just a person in a suit? The clip leaves that up for debate. Someone found a red and blue spider with colors that caught a lot of attention and sparked speculation about how unusual it was. While some playful ideas circulated, the most likely explanation is that it's just a naturally colored spider or something meant to look eye-catching. Even so, the sighting made people curious and stirred their imagination. One evening, a woman was relaxing in her Appalachian home when she noticed something unsettling. Outside the kitchen window, a figure was staring back at her. In Appalachia, there's a rule that's rarely ignored. Windows are always covered after dark. That night, they weren't, and many have wondered why. In 2015, a camper near Kikura, New Zealand, was trying to stargaze through their van window when they suddenly came face to face with a large spider clinging to the glass. The camper never figured out the exact species, though some people online say it looked like a huntsman spider. The footage from that night was shared by Bearded Reality, a UK-based exploration channel known for investigating abandoned, unsettling, and large properties. It was filmed on July 5th, 2022 in Southport, a coastal town in Merseyside, England.
So I guess we're gonna go up. So I wonder if they've done more work upstairs then, or if they just focused on...
Stripping out that top plastic walls down here. And I'm going to fix it up.
Very royal there, look.
Yeah.
Well, the plaster just seems to be coming off anyway. I love big old houses like this. Oh my god.
Got a colourful room.
Look at Mickey, look at that.
Right, it's creepy that.
Where have we just come into?
Yeah, look at
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it feels like a dog, and then suddenly you come into this.
It's like they've been made for a kid, but again.
The children never leave. Mate. You ever seen like Richie Rich?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Let's go to Pigeon here as well.
You seen the room?
Right.
Those windows are really royal though, aren't they? Look at them. Victorian. And that's why you board them up. Oh no, maybe not, because it looks quite new. Have we just gone up a floor? Eh? Well, that's bad, isn't it? Those tiny stairs to get up there. What is that?
Try and venture up any stairs, they're like literally hanging off.
Yeah. Well, I've just come across something, come here. Now it gets weird.
Question mark on wall.
Scare. Like, what the hell's that about?
And it lies a place there as well.
I don't know, mate. That just instantly weirds me out.
The team makes their way through the large house, taking in the ornate wood paneling, stained glass windows, and spacious conservatory rooms. What starts as simple curiosity gradually turns into a sense of unease. Small rooms lined with hooks, scattered personal belongings, and signs that someone may have been there recently add to the tension. The place feels off, beautiful, but deeply unsettling, as if something dark is lurking just beneath the surface.
I've got a bad feeling now. Well, no, there's people's clothes and stuff here now. Look, cameras. A work jacket.
Suitcase.
Mate, there's biscuits.
What date on them? 10th? No.
Don't know. You've got time. Bedding. Like, think about it.
Clothes strewn across one of the rooms spark the first real alarm. That's when the team starts to realize the house may have been used not long ago.
That's creepy though. That's the creepiest part. Under the floorboards, the bed.
Yeah, there's one out there. There's one out there.
Under the floorboard.
Yeah, there's one out there under the floorboard.
Somebody's put that there, surely. It can't have just crawled in there. like that.
There's another one out there.
The discovery of dead birds beneath the floorboards adds a much darker and more disturbing tone to the investigation.
And, like, Mick goes, oh, what's this over here? And he's looking at these 2 holes here, and those holes were filled with kids' clothes. Like, you can't you can't make it up. It's just, whenever you come out and explore, you just see these random things. It's just madness. Is that like a little boot?
It's like commando fabric, innit?
Like a little boot, innit? But why they were in the wall in the first place is the biggest question. Do you know what I mean?
Holes in the walls revealed children's clothes hidden inside, making the atmosphere even more tense and unsettling. It raises unsettling questions about who once lived there and why those items were concealed.
We're just chilling and we just found a breast.
It's come out of someone, that.
That's a breast implant.
Yeah, it's come out of someone.
That is literally, like, look, that's nipple. It's a breast implant.
What the?
That's, nah.
And the clothes were up here as well.
So yeah, the clothes were behind here.
And look, there's been some sort of wood thing there, or something against that wall maybe.
Yeah, so somebody's hidden kids' clothes and stuff.
And then a breast implant.
And then we just found a breast implant. Like, you can't make it up. Like, I don't want to touch it, but I want to touch it. Oh no, it's a...
Yeah, it's a...
A genuine breast implant is uncovered behind a loose piece of wood, leaving the group stunned and confused. It marks the most unsettling moment of the investigation. What initially seemed like an old, abandoned place suddenly feels tied to something far more recent and deeply personal. The team eventually leaves with a lingering sense that the building's story is far from understood. TikToker Jefferson SNL was fishing when he spotted something unsettling in the water that looked like a tiny human hand. He chose not to get closer, leaving everyone to wonder if it was real, an animal's claw, or just a toy. This strange image has left people puzzled. At first, it looks like it could be a bear, but the size seems much smaller than normal. The photo was taken in Louisiana, where bears are known to live, though they're smaller than grizzlies. Even then, the figure in the image still appears unusually tiny. Because of that, there's doubt about whether it's really a bear or something else. The odd proportions have sparked debate and confusion over what was actually captured. A Reddit user took a photo late at night and didn't think much of it at first. After a closer look, something white could be seen behind a house. It wasn't smoke or a light glare. It looked like a person, or at least something shaped like one, standing still and half hidden. No one noticed it in real time, only the camera did. 2 friends snapped a selfie one evening while sitting in their truck. Later, when they looked back at the photo, they noticed something unsettling, a strange face appearing behind them. They were certain no one else was there. They were parked in the middle of nowhere, and it was completely dark outside. To this day, they can't explain it. Was it an animal or something else? What do you think it looks like? A trail camera picked up a blurry image in a wooded area with trees, hanging leaves, and little grass on the ground. In the center, there's a dark shape lying still, and its outline looks somewhat ape-like, as if it's on its back. Because the image is unclear, it's hard to tell what it actually is. The poor quality leaves room for speculation about whether it's something unusual or just an ordinary object that looks strange in the blur. A woman was hiking near Outlander Navarro in Mexico when she suddenly heard something unsettling. It sounded like it was nearby. She called out, and something answered back.
Hola? Ay, no mames. Uy, qué pedo. No mames. A la verga. ¿Qué se oye?
A few nights later, she went back with friends, hoping to figure out what it was. Instead, they only saw dim lights and strange shadows shifting in the darkness. Whatever answered her that night was still a mystery. This footage was shared by MP Paranormal, a Texas-based investigation team known for exploring historic hauntings, Masonic lodges, and sites connected to documented tragedies. It was filmed on March 15, 2024, inside a historic Masonic lodge in Columbus, Ohio, a location tied to the Stafford-Townsend feud and other unresolved deaths.
Please use my phone. This is like a word bank. Use it to write letters, right? If you want to write a sentence to me, write a thought, write a word. I can better understand what is going on here. You can communicate with me as opposed to tapping and knocking, and use your thought, use your energy. Huh.
Don't be fearful.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, it was very intense energy that we felt in here. Like, I don't get run out of a room very often, and I almost ran out of this room. So for you to say don't be fearful, it's kind of juxtaposed. It's different.
The last time you did that, something like that happened to us was Old Park.
Yeah.
Many months ago.
Well, I didn't run out of the room. I ran out of my chair and then came back. But I almost jumped out of my chair. Well, I did jump out of my chair. It's okay. So why shouldn't we be fearful then?
I was going to say just a minute ago that I was like staring off into space, and I kind of had this like mind flash image
of
a man with a gray beard, about like not super full, but he was wearing like a.
We're not at peace.
Whoa! But he was wearing a gray suit jacket with like a white shirt underneath and like a gray tie and like gray pants. Yeah, kind of like slick back hair and like a bolo tie.
The investigators walk through the upstairs rooms of the lodge, talking about the Stafford-Townsend feud, the murders, arrests, and how it affected the town. While they're talking, one of them suddenly sees an image in his mind of an older man with a gray beard and gray suit, walking back and forth. Soon after, light tapping sounds are heard, small objects shift, and it feels like the room knows they're there.
Off into space, and I kind of had this like mind flash image
of
a man with a gray beard, about like not super full, but he was wearing like a.
We're not at peace.
Whoa! But he was wearing a gray suit jacket with like a white shirt underneath and like a gray tie and like gray pants. Yeah, kind of like slick back hair and like a bolo tie.
I think there are EVPs happening all around us right now.
I think so too. I'm just like keep getting chilled up, dude.
Who's not at peace? Is it the Townsends and the Staffords? Whoa. That would make a lot of sense. All that happened just for power. For the seat of sheriff. I wouldn't be at peace about that either. Killing people for power. It's not something to be proud of, is it? So Robert and John Stafford were just up the block right here, not even 100 yards away.
Ridicule.
Wow.
His son.
So yeah, gosh, I don't want to butcher his name. I can't. It was
the Stafford boy. You can call him Stafford boy.
Yeah, the son of Robert Stafford. Forget his name escapes me, but he was arrested because. No, we're stirring up history, dude. It's I have got so much chills all over my body right now. Yeah. Robert Stafford's son was jailed. That's saying something.
You are nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The activity picks up. Tapping sounds come from behind them, small objects move on their own, and the cat ball lights up when asked. Talking about the feud seems to trigger a clear reaction. A chill runs through the group. It feels like something is listening.
For real? I'm not kidding. Something just tapped me on the shoulder. My left shoulder.
All right.
Like this.
That's weird, bro. Who's touching him? Hey, do you want to touch him on the shoulder again? Do you want to show up in my picture? Use your consciousness and show up in my picture. Touch him again. Come over here. Do a twofer.
That was the longest flash burn I've ever had in my life.
Touch him on the shoulder once more.
They switched to the ghost tube visual tool, which suddenly showed an image of a young girl standing on a beach. The result caught them off guard, and they felt emotional. It seemed like it could be connected to the gray-suited man, possibly pointing to a memory or sadness that was never resolved.
What's over here, bro? It looks like there's like a black like shadows in here, but it's not. What is that?
It's just a couple filing cabinets and whatnot. That one off?
He came back.
No, I was going to say I smell him again. This is a ton of activity, dude. This is unbelievable.
This is the most haunted place in Columbus so far.
This is insane. What was that? Yeah.
Welcome back. Did you... I literally just felt air.
Yeah. I'm electrically charged right now.
It's one spirit.
It's just one?
I think so.
You think it's the man in the gray suit?
I mean, that's what I saw.
Footsteps are heard moving across the floor. Objects shift once more, and one of the investigators feels a tap on the shoulder.
But the weird thing is
I saw maybe the shadow of him.
Can you check that camera? What's going on with that camera? It keeps glowing.
What do you mean?
It's like glowing, and or is it just your body hitting the IR?
It could be that.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Something just...
I don't know what that noise was. I don't know, man. Nothing's working the way it should. To the gentleman in the gray suit, or whoever is communicating with us, make a picture. Show us what you look like. Whatever you can communicate with images.
That was on demand. What is it?
It's a little girl sitting on the beach.
That's weird.
I'm gonna take a screenshot so y'all can see this later. Yeah, I said make an image, and this is what it came up with. It's a little girl. It's like an AI image of a girl sitting on a beach alone. Is that maybe one of your daughters? It's a little girl with a ponytail.
Did you visit Corpus Christi?
Ooh, there's something on my shoulders, man. Yeah, I saw it like leave my body, like you know how I do sometimes.
Can you flip that screen back?
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to see.
No.
Oh my god.
I said, did you visit Corpus Christi?
Boom.
I mean, it was a little delayed.
Is that the... Who's the girl? Or, what is it, the Order of the Rainbow, where it's like boys and girls, right? Something like that? Yo.
Order of the Rainbow. I mean, I know we know about the Eastern Stars.
Yeah, it's for the kids. I don't know if it's attached to Freemasonry. I just know it's like an organization for kids. But it's like for the betterment of, enrichment of children.
More visuals appear, centered around sadness and loss, and a heavy emotional weight fills the room. The team feels it strongly and has to pause. It no longer feels threatening, just deeply sorrowful, like a presence stuck in old pain. The investigation ends quietly, with respect. The clip shows a late-night drive with a passenger filming as the car moves through a tree-lined area lit by a single overhead light. The ride takes a strange turn when the vehicle slows down after spotting something unusual among the trees. A dark figure can be seen moving, but because of the poor lighting and darkness, it's hard to tell exactly what it is. Some people in the paranormal community believe it could be a skunk ape, while others argue it's more likely just a black bear, possibly captured by park rangers. The footage gives a brief look at the creature's size and how it moves, but it's important to remember that low light and odd conditions can easily make normal animals appear mysterious. In the end, what was actually seen remains up for debate. Back in 1993, a man filmed what seemed like an ordinary family home video. Years later, his daughter Olivia Bishop shared the clip on TikTok, saying her family had always believed their home was haunted.
Agencies out there, this is a camcorder, we'd set it up, press record, and go about our day. I don't know why, it was just a 90s thing. And just so you guys know, we've had a ghost in every house that we've lived in, so that's why I found this very intriguing. Go ahead and watch that pumpkin in the left-hand corner. and let me know what you think.
In the clip, a young child is playing near a plastic pumpkin sitting beside a slide. Out of nowhere, the pumpkin suddenly rolls across the floor, even though no one goes near it. Olivia believes it could be evidence of a ghost, but is it really convincing? TikTok user Lord Ver came home late from work one night and noticed something disturbing in his front yard. Red stains covered the ground and looked unsettlingly like blood. No one knew how they got there or why. Some commenters claimed it was a doorway for something evil, while others brushed it off as a prank. The situation left him wondering whether the police should be called. What would anyone do in that situation? This video comes from Explore With Me, Goodman's Exploration, a UK urban exploration channel focused on abandoned places, rundown sites, and tense adventures. It was recorded on August 25th, 2025, inside a deserted asylum in the United Kingdom, located near open fields and railway tracks.
And we are going to walk down that path down over there, and we're going to go to the asylum. This is pretty cool. This is another episode of Abandoned Summer, so hopefully you guys all enjoy this, and I'll see you all when we're at the asylum. As I'm walking, you guys gotta see the sunset. I'm pretty excited here because last time I went to an insane asylum, Century Manor, I couldn't get in the main building, and I got in that one small building. I looked up and there was immediately a camera there, so I was a little bit bummed out because I looked a little stupid because I belly flopped down on the ground and picked up my camera, looked up, and there was a camera that... Alright, so we're not gonna go directly into it because there's all that construction stuff over there. So we're gonna head this way and go around so we don't get caught. Because getting caught is not on my bucket list today, so let's keep it that way.
The team starts near the railway tracks, moving along a narrow path toward the asylum as the sun sets and long shadows stretch across the fields. Rustling bushes, distant car lights, and crumbling structures approach feel tense before they even arrive. When a security vehicle appears near the asylum, the team quickly ducks into cover.
Let's go to the asylum. I was coming outside and I got separated from my friend and I was yelling for Mel. And all of a sudden there's a truck, and I was like, I didn't even put two and two together that if there's a truck there, it shouldn't be there. And I'm still, no! And I started.
One explorer remembers a past asylum escape where he had to jump into the trees to avoid getting caught. That memory makes every step this night feel more tense, risky, and heavy.
We're gonna go to the street all the way over there, wait, and we're gonna re-meet at the car. And that's the only way back out of here right now. We're just running through this field here. We're gonna go dart that way towards the street and we're out of here. Because we don't know where that car is. It could be anywhere on this property right now, along here. So just gonna get out what we can.
They break into a run across the open field, completely exposed with nowhere to hide.
Run through here quick. Okay. Quick update, my dad apparently made it out of the property. He's already almost waiting at the car for us, so that's good. Everyone made it out, no one got caught. So I'm officially gonna see you guys at the truck. Our savior is here, he came to get us.
What happened there?
We saw the car pull up, and then it stopped in front of that building.
I was right in front of the fence when he pulled up, and I had to like dive into these thorn bushes, and then I was so tempted because I seen the way in, that once he went by I was so tempted to just
dart in,
but you guys probably ran, and I was like,
no, we sat in that bush for like 15 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. We were waiting it out. We were waiting to see if he's gonna come around, but he didn't.
But the building definitely had a...
One explorer ducks into dense bushes while the security vehicle passes by. Inside the asylum, boards appear moved and faint lights flash, suggesting recent or ongoing activity. The group argues over whether to continue inside, pulled by curiosity but held back by risk, and eventually gathers back outside. They're shaken but unharmed, leaving most of the asylum unexplored. The real takeaway becomes the suspense itself, and they hint at coming back another time, leaving the danger unresolved. A trail cam caught something unusual moving through the forest. The figure looked tall and ape-like as it moved along a narrow trail, but only the upper body and shoulders were visible. Because the footage was extremely blurry, it was hard to tell what it really was. The uploader believed it was Bigfoot, but with such limited evidence, it could just as easily have been a normal animal. In this clip, a plane looks like it's just hanging in the air above some trees. One commenter shared a pretty scary story about being on a flight when something similar happened. They said the lights on the ground looked totally frozen, and the engines seemed quiet. Then, out of nowhere, the engines kicked in, and the plane pushed forward to land, giving this really strange feeling like motion and gravity briefly disappeared. There's no real way to prove that the story is true, but if it is, it's definitely unsettling. Two people decided to explore an old graveyard on a freezing winter night. They recorded the whole experience and later noticed something strange while reviewing the footage.
Like level out. Does it take ages for the grass?
A shape appeared to move near the man, and when the footage was slowed down, it looked like a figure walking past. Given the cold winter air, it could simply be breath drifting by, or it could be something far more eerie. A man was relaxing on his property when he started hearing odd noises. Curious, he grabbed his camera and began filming. While scanning the trees, he caught sight of a dark shape hiding in the shadows. It wasn't the first time the area had made him uneasy. Strange sounds had echoed through those woods before. Some people believe Bigfoot was behind it. Matthew, the creator of This Is Life, regularly filmed his car camping trips around British Columbia. One night near Harrison Hot Springs, his quiet getaway suddenly turned stressful. After a calm evening of fishing and cooking, the sound of sharp gunshots shattered the silence.
It's a little sketchy. Blasts of 4 or 5 every time. It's gone on like 7 or 8 times. We're relatively close. Oof. Oh god. And your doors don't lock?
Well, I like to close my windows.
Okay. I think we're gonna be good. I got an axe with me. Oh. Did you guys hear that?
At first, the shots sounded far away, but they quickly became louder and closer.
It almost sounds like they're getting closer to us. I'm actually a little worried. I'm a little scared right now. It's really loud. Now I hear really fast driving. Okay, I'm gonna get my car. That is way too sketchy. Sounds like there's a car that just flew across the bridge, gun in it, with an exhaust of some sort. Whoa, my heart's beating. That's freaky.
Matthew locked his car and kept an axe within reach. Moments later, he heard a vehicle speed off into the night.
Let's keep going off. I feel too sketched out to sleep. There's like cars. One shoe off. Slide it in there. Another shoe can come off. Keep it down below. I do have window covers. Kind of feeling lazy. But like that. Those are my insulated window covers. Blackout. I think I get over this. Moving around this thing is like being Michelin.
He got ready for bed, but he was far too shaken to actually fall asleep.
It's been a little sketchy night. Lots of on and off. I'm gonna trust that's gonna be all good. I'll lock the doors. I'm gonna get under the covers. I'm gonna head to bed.
When morning finally arrived, it felt like a huge relief, but it was definitely not his best camping experience. A trail camera deep in the Appalachian forest picked up something odd one night. A pale figure showed up between the trees. The owner said nothing like it had ever appeared before. Was it just a light trick? A bug passing close to the lens? Or did the camera capture something that can't be explained? A grandmother was taking pictures of her granddaughter inside the house while they were unpacking Christmas gifts. Later, while moving the photos, she noticed something unsettling in one of them. A dark figure standing in the background. Only the grandparents, the child, and their dog were at home at the time. When the image was brightened, it looked even more disturbing. The shape appeared to have glowing eyes and an expression that looked like it was screaming. The house sits right next to a graveyard, which only adds to the creepy possibilities. Could this be real evidence of a ghost, or is there another explanation? A girl was visiting Goatman's Bridge in Denton with her boyfriend. They hung out for a bit, did some fishing, and took a few photos. Most of the pictures looked normal, but one stood out. Near the railing, there was a shape that looked like a face with 2 glowing eyes. Since the bridge is rumored to be haunted by the Goat Man, a half-man, half-goat figure, it made her wonder if the face in the photo looked goat-like. After brightening the image, a lot of people can see what she's talking about, but it's still really hard to say for sure. Michael is a young nature lover who has recently gotten into bushcraft. He runs a small but up-and-coming YouTube channel called Ad Outdoors, where he's already shared a few impressive videos. One short film documents months of work as he builds a simple cabin and a wooden bench by hand in a place that means a lot to him. The bench was made as a gift for his mother. Along the way, another visitor to the area left him a note complimenting his work. Now, the story continues in Michael's own words.
Favorite spot in the entire world. I have been coming to this spot ever since I was probably 13 or 14. It's always been a place where I could come and just relax. It's always been my favorite sunset spot. It's been a place where I think, where I find peace, where I find rest. I always felt a very strong presence. I'm a big believer in God, and I've always felt him in this area, and that's why I decided, you know, I'm gonna build a shelter because this place is almost like one of my spiritual homes. So I want to build a physical home here and camp out here one day and yeah, watch the sunsets. What's been really, really cool in the past couple weeks is that I have found out that this spot is not just my favorite place, but another person's. There's been a little like rock formations been forming behind me, and also there's been little rocks like placed near my fort. Now, I built this bench for my mom, so my mom comes out here a lot, so I thought it was just her. And then one day I find this notebook in my fort, and it's a stranger who comes to this place ever so often because
The first video was filmed over the summer, but just 2 weeks ago in October, Michael shared an update on the project, and this time things took a disturbing turn.
About 8 months ago, I started building my mini log cabin. What took 6 months of hard work and effort led me to one of my greatest builds I've ever made. It was my first time really doing an outdoor boys style cabin. But now it is gone. Standing no more than a month, this cabin has now been reduced to a pile of sticks by God knows who and God knows when. And when I discovered this, I was extremely angry. And I'm still extremely angry. But I was shouting profanities into the wind for probably 20 minutes. Stuff that I should never repeat on camera or probably ever repeat again. And what angered me most was not necessarily the destruction of the cabin, but the bench that I made my mother for Christmas. It was completely uprooted, and that just drove me mad because that was such a special gift to my mother because she likes to often come out here and enjoy the sunset and a cup of coffee. And I guess you just can't have that in these woods. They just gotta take, whoever it is, gotta take everything from you. Speaking of taking things, another thing that really made me mad was one, the tarp that was on this cabin was just stolen. Definitely was not the wind that took that one. That was just deliberately taken. And on top of that, they took probably the most special item I've had in years. That notebook that that stranger gave to me, complimenting me about the shelter. I felt so violated when I discovered that notebook was gone because we shared so many, not super personal stories, but very deep and emotional stories about this area and the space that we love the most. And if you want to hear some of those stories, I highly recommend going and watching the cabin build. I talk a little bit more detail about the wonderful things that we discussed. And while I am still in shock and pretty angry, a fire has started inside me to want to build something even greater than this. I had so many plans for this cabin in the winter. I really wanted to stay out here in a storm, but now I know that I have to work even harder to build another one, and I'm completely okay with that. I just really want to prove to those people who destroyed my cabin is that they didn't destroy me. They didn't destroy my creative abilities. They didn't destroy my love for making videos. And hopefully in the months to come, you'll see an awesome...
This part of the story hits harder than any footsteps in the dark because it's real and deeply emotional. But the video doesn't stop there. Michael leaves a message for whoever did this, in case they ever come back, shown on screen for viewers to read. It raises tough questions. Why would someone destroy something so meaningful? Was it the same person who once left the kind note, or just someone who came across the building and chose to vandalize it? Chris Gamer 08 had just gotten home, worn out, when something strange caught their attention. Outside the window, 2 glowing eyes were staring in. Shocked but curious, they quickly took a photo and posted it on Reddit, hoping someone could explain it. So far, there's no clear answer. Was it just an animal? A Reddit user was kayaking on a lake in northern Idaho one evening when he noticed something unsettling across the water. There were strange statues and signs, so he snapped a photo. As it got darker, he claimed the statue's eyes started glowing bright red. What made it even creepier was that a few people nearby were smiling and waving like everything was normal. One sign said Bible Camp, but the place felt anything but safe or welcoming. Near mile 1,241 of the Appalachian Trail in Pennsylvania, a hiker noticed a folded sheet of paper wrapped in plastic, wired and clipped to a tree at eye level. About a mile farther down the trail, another package appeared, identical in placement and design. Inside was a page filled with references to secret societies, symbols, and conspiracy themes, made up of cryptic words and loose connections. The purpose behind these messages remains unknown. On March 31st, 2025, deep in Mississippi, Roman from the channel Roaming Reckless was continuing her 50-state road trip with her dog, Tazzy. Her videos usually show long highway drives, quiet nights in her old Land Rover, and the ups and downs of life on the road. But that evening, as she entered the state, the weather suddenly changed, setting up a night she wasn't prepared for.
Holy cow.
Oh no. My wipers just stopped working altogether. It's cool.
The rain came out of nowhere. A flash flood alert flashed on her phone as the storm swallowed the road, wiping out visibility almost instantly. The pavement seemed to disappear under the downpour. Roman pushed on, hoping it would pass, but things only got worse. In the middle of the storm, a wiper arm suddenly snapped off. With rain pounding the windshield and visibility nearly gone, she pulled over to grab it, but the damage was done. The wiper wouldn't work, leaving her to search for a safe place to stop, guided by little more than instinct.
Oh my gosh, it's a downpour. Go potty. Go potty. Hurry up. Go potty. This storm is way worse than last time. Go potty. Go potty. Hurry up. Tazzy, go potty. This is not good. Oh my gosh, this is awful. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. The flash flood warning is only on for like the next hour though, so I think we'll be fine. Oh my gosh, I have so many leaks in this truck. 3-ingredient pasta. Basically just heating stuff up, super easy. A little thunderstorm. Little pasta. It's all good. I finished up dinner, changed out of my wet clothes finally, and then Tazzy and I headed up in the alley cab to go to sleep.
She made it to a small town and stopped to regroup, stepping out briefly with Tazzy before the rain soaked them. Tired from the long drive and the storm, she got back into the truck, cooked a simple meal, and tried to unwind. With the heater on and food ready, things finally felt calm for a short while.
A couple of hours after we fell asleep, the storm picked up actually, and it was worse than it had ever been before. A lightning bolt struck somewhere very close to the truck while we were sleeping, and the crack was so loud it jolted me at least a foot out of bed, and I am not joking. After that, Tazzy and I spent the rest of the night shaking, and I can genuinely say I have never feared riding out a storm before while camping. It was just so intense, and it felt helpless to be in the middle of such an insane thunderstorm, feeling like a target basically in the woods, that a mouse actually got into my truck and chewed its way through. But more on that later. Anyways, safe to say I was really grateful to wake up in the morning, safe and with the sun shining. Girl, Mom, good girl.
Later that night, a lightning strike hit so close it snapped her awake, leaving both her and Tazzy on edge for a while. By morning, she found signs that a mouse had gotten inside during the storm, chewing through insulation before disappearing. After cleaning up, restocking supplies, and regrouping, she got back on the road, putting one of the toughest nights of the trip behind her. On a freezing winter night, a man was out walking his dog through a wooded area that used to be an old decorative garden. He stopped to take a picture of his dog with the dark forest behind it. When he checked the photo, a thin, fog-like shape appeared suspended in the air. He first assumed it was his own breath, but no matter how many more photos he took, even blowing air toward the camera, nothing like it showed up again. He wasn't someone who believed in the paranormal, but that image left him wondering if something unseen had been nearby that night. A Reddit user went camping with friends and their families. One night, they made a small torch using moss and sap and joked around about a sacrifice. Suddenly, the forest went completely silent. Later that week, during a game, the friend's dad suddenly fired his gun after a piercing scream echoed through the woods. He claimed he saw a towering figure, nearly 7 feet tall, with glowing green eyes. The next morning, the user discovered strange stick symbols behind their tent, including one that looked like a pentagram attached to a tree. No one knew who made them or why, especially since they hadn't been there before. That night is something the user says they'll never forget. In 2008, a man inherited land from his late grandfather. While exploring the property, he discovered several old trail cameras and decided to check their SD cards. Most of the images showed deer and other small animals, but one frame immediately stood out. It captured a tall, dark figure with unusually long limbs, frozen mid-step as if walking upright. It didn't clearly resemble a bear or a human. Some insist it was nothing more than a bear. Others believe it was something else entirely. The chilling video comes from Jens, a US-based solo car camping and off-roading creator. His channel focuses on practical wilderness living, rooftop tent setups, simple camp meals, and long, isolated nights spent in remote desert locations. The trips are usually calm and carefully planned, but once night falls, the isolation takes on a more uneasy feel. It's November 15th, 2025, in a remote desert area of the United States, a wide, open landscape marked by silence, sparse vegetation, and unpredictable nocturnal wildlife moving through the darkness.
Holy shit, guys. There's a little animal right there. I think it might be a little bobcat. Coyote. Shoo! Go away! I hope he's not attracted to my food. What was that thing? God. I'm gonna eat this in my freaking car. I don't want to be out here. Heads off. Oh my gosh. Well, it's safe to say we are not alone out here. Jeez.
As night falls, Jens finishes eating by the fire in the quiet desert. Then, a small movement just outside the firelight catches his attention, leaving him frozen in the silence with nothing but darkness and empty desert around him.
You can call me a baby if you want, bro. But I have no idea what is outside my car right now. Some type of critter animal. But it was... I hope I caught it on the camera. I think I did. Yeah. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. It's got a striped tail. I guess I shouldn't be scared. He's so small. But I don't know what it is. Looks like a mixture of a little coyote and a little skunk.
The shape creeps closer, staying low and silent. Jens quietly tries to guess what it is, a bobcat, maybe a young coyote, but something feels wrong. The striped tail and the way it moves don't quite add up.
There it is. He's right there. He's looking around. There he is. Going to the back of the car. Should we scare it? Ah! That thing is not leaving my car. I guess I gotta put my big boy pants on and get out there. Again, I just finished dinner, so it's like kind of fun and cute, but also kind of weird and freaky. So, hopefully, you see me up in the tent in just a second and everything went smooth. But I'm gonna clean up the kitchen and get the hell up there.
The animal steps into the firelight and begins circling the camp, sniffing the cooking gear and moving around the truck without hesitation. Jens quickly climbs into the cab and shuts the door, watching through the glass as it slips in and out of the light, disappearing into the darkness and reappearing again, slow and deliberate, as if studying him. Minutes drag by in the heavy silence.
Okay, I swear I just heard something, bro.
I don't know if my mind is going crazy, but I think I keep hearing things.
The creature eventually disappears into the darkness. Jens carefully checks the camp, cleans up fast, and retreats to his rooftop tent for safety. By morning, he admits it was one of his most unsettling solo camping experiences, made eerie by how close and fearless the animal was. Motor City Magnet is a YouTube channel focused on magnet fishing around the Metro Detroit area, working to remove metal debris from local waterways. They often pull up strange and unexpected finds, but this trip took a serious turn. While fishing near a frozen riverbank, the team noticed movement between the trees, something that instantly changed their attention.
Hi, puppy. You got a collar on. You are stuck down there, aren't you? Hi, puppy. You want to come up? You want to come up? We'll get you out of here, okay? Oh, I'm gonna fall. Are you okay? Should we call animal control? Should we call animal control? He's bleeding too. Why don't you go ahead and call animal control? Call animal control. I'm gonna try to help him. Or her. Hi, puppy. Are you okay? Oh, you are bleeding like crazy, aren't you? You are bleeding like you are frozen. Oh, you are bleeding everywhere, buddy.
As they got closer, it was clear what was happening. A dog was stuck on its own, hurt, and badly needing help. It was soaked, shaking from the cold, with bleeding paws. Even so, it kept pushing on, refusing to give up.
Get you a little bit warmer, okay? Try to make you warm. You're shivering. Poor buddy. There you go. Let's get you up to the top, okay? Put this back on. In case you bite me. I'm not going to hurt you. I promise you, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm so glad I saw you, though. Huh?
Nobody's answering there.
Nobody's answering at the animal control.
Emergency dial 911. You know how that works.
Yeah, that's his point. They don't ever answer.
Do we have a tag on it?
Yes, he has a collar on. Let me see your tag, okay? Let me see if you have a tag. You do have a tag. Oh, good. Oh, good. There's a phone number on it.
Luckily, the dog had a collar with a small tag and a phone number on it. The fisherman called right away and managed to get through to the dog's family on the other end.
Is he badly hurt?
He doesn't seem to be badly hurt. He's cold. He's shivering. He's bleeding from his paws. He's been trying to get out of a ditch, it looks like, for a while. We happen to be walking.
No, where are you?
We're at... Hold on, I got to open up my map. Your mom...
That doesn't sound far. He got out last night.
Oh, good.
And we've been looking for him. And obviously, it doesn't sound like he's far from the house.
No, we're at Bray Road Fishing Site.
Oh, he's a great dog. He just took off on me. And with my other dog, and my other dog came back, and his paws were tore up too. But he seems to be okay.
He's got a little bit of blood from one ear. His paws are tore up, and he's shivering. I don't know if he's shivering because he's still cold, or if he's shivering because he looks like he's about to fall asleep.
Oh no! And he was laying in a ditch?
Yeah, he was laying in a ditch just out of the water. We're out here cleaning garbage and metal and debris and stuff out of the water, and I happened to notice the cow pattern from his side, and so I went down into the ditch and carried him out.
Oh my God!
Sorry,
we looked up and down that road, up and down Bray Road for him, and I just didn't. It was dark, so I didn't even see him, and we're about to go back out.
You'll be okay, buddy. Your mama's coming. Your mama's coming. Sounds like she's got your kids too.
Relief came quickly when the owner arrived, thanks to the fisherman's fast response and compassion. The dog was reunited with its family and went on to make a full recovery. Moments like this are a reminder of how vulnerable pets can be, especially during the harsh winter cold. Black Mass Paranormal is led by Brian, a seasoned investigator who has spent years exploring the darker legends and mysteries of the American wilderness. He rides deep into the Appalachian Mountains, venturing into one of the most remote parts of the Smokies, an area known for long-standing stories of unseen figures, strange tracks, and unexplained voices moving through the forest. This time, Brian has a clear goal: to set up trail cameras in a location known not just for wildlife, but for reports of something far more unusual.
Road that I'm on is, I rode, I think 7 to 10 minutes of gravel road. So, and it keeps going, but I just had this weird kind of feeling to stop here. And at first I was like, this is so nice. This is so peaceful. And then I heard these footsteps, and I wasn't recording. I didn't have anything going, and I'm still kind of in that weird feeling. Okay, so I had this like really strange feeling that I was being watched, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, I get this kind of sensation when I'm out here, and my body has always kind of told me to leave the area. I'm usually good, because if I get that sensation, I'm able to control myself enough to get out of the area that I'm in. But I hear these just loud footsteps, and I try to gather myself, and I try to get my phone going, and everything I do, it's just stopped. So my goal was, on this trip, to ride the Honda CT125, a total of 500 miles throughout the Smokies. When I initially started, my odometer started at 666 on this trip. I've had an attachment that I've been trying to deal with and get rid of, and it's just freaking weird. So there have been sightings of both the feral people and the dogmen up here. I have personally seen, with my own freaking 2 look balls, massive cages on the other side of the river. They're never on the side that is traveled, near the road or the trail. It's always on the other side. So I don't really know how they're getting put there, because there are massive, massive cages. So there has been sightings of the dogman and the feral people in this area. I have seen the massive, massive canine prints. One of the ones that I took a sample of and did a mold of was over 6.5 inches long. That's huge. It's absolutely huge. We don't have anything up here that is close to that size. I mean, that would put that creature to be probably, I would imagine, about 7 feet tall with a 6.5 inch paw. I mean, you gotta think about it. It's a freaking canine.
The Smokies are filled with old stories and discoveries that are hard to ignore. Oversized canine tracks, strange sightings along the rivers, and massive cages hidden deep in the woods with no clear explanation. It's never been certain whether they belong to rangers or something else entirely, but their placement suggests more than routine wildlife work. With years of unusual evidence behind him, Brian can't simply dismiss claims of dogmen or feral people as just folklore.
So my opinion on the feral people is still kind of changing and developing. Because, especially with these people that have been threatening me, and it just makes me want to look further in the mountains. So I wasn't going to address this on the channel. It was in my members side of things that I have talked about this. So I have been receiving basically threats telling me to stop doing what I'm doing. You know, for me, that's kind of difficult to do because I absolutely love the mountains. I love taking you all out here with me. So I'm just not going to stop.
Brian talked to the camera for a while, sharing his thoughts with viewers who had followed him through countless mountains and long nights. Up to that point, nothing unusual had happened since he parked the bike and started walking. Just old stories, quiet trails, and the steady rhythm of the forest. But that calm wasn't going to last.
And I'll tell you what, it gets scary when water comes up here, which is what these big logs are. So the river's cut down, but when we get real heavy storms, the water will rise up high enough to push logs like that up here. That one looks like it's been cut somehow. That water looks red. Because I want to set up a trail cam, and just so you all know, my RF detector is like silent, so we're not getting a whole lot of anything right here. And I don't really have that feeling of being watched either. How weird. And this just jumped. That might have been me with the phone though. Obviously there's no cell service up here, but it's still an electronic device. I'm looking for areas where things may have cut across because the water's on the other side, obviously.
The camera had already picked up faint sounds, which Brian later believed came from something hidden in the woods. The forest grew unnaturally quiet, with signs that something had passed through just before he arrived, making even simple sounds feel unsettling.
Well, hold on a second. Okay, so I was about to head off. I was about to head on, and I just heard the freaking footsteps again. I'm hoping you all are going to be able to hear them too because of my earbuds. So these I'm using as a microphone, but they're also sending the sound back into my ear, so I'm picking up my surroundings. I've got them in transparency mode.
This time, the sounds were clearer, distinct enough to stop him, yet distant enough to be unsettling. In the Smokies, footsteps mean something different when no one else is on the trail. As Brian moved deeper into the wilderness, the forest stayed restless, with sounds rising and fading without pattern. Later, reviewing the footage revealed faint voices and impacts that didn't match the wind. Were these natural forest sounds, or something else watching from the dark? What do you think he captured? Limitless Outdoors is a hunting channel that documents hunts and time spent in remote wilderness areas. In this video, what starts as a normal hunt turns potentially dangerous. After harvesting a large moose near a creek and prepping the meat, they left it there while traveling a few miles to get their raft. While they were gone, an unexpected situation unfolded.
Rested up the drainage and got to this vantage point and were able to look down and see Colton's moose all decked up on the river. What we also saw that we weren't expecting, though, is a big brown bear on the carcass. And we knew, as we had to go in there, we were in for a little bit of a confrontation. And we were wondering just how it was going to turn out. Our biggest disadvantage moving in on this was that we had to drop down in the brush and our visibility was extremely limited. So we tried to position ourselves in a way and be loud enough that this bear would know we were there and we could see him as far away as possible, which was not very far at all.
You got him?
Yep.
Get him?
For most people, this would have been enough to walk away and put safety first. But the moose was massive, and the hunters chose not to abandon it. They moved in carefully, fully aware of the risk.
Get to me. Another.
I don't think he liked that.
He's big.
All the way up on the edge.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Video for a second. He's back. Oh, there he is. Hey. Hey. How are you?
A long, tense moment unfolded. The bear made it clear it wanted them gone, and the hunters weren't quick to retreat either. Eventually, it felt like a silent understanding was reached. The bear withdrew into the bushes, leaving the hunters free to inflate their raft and secure the meat.
He's trying to bury the moose.
Brush is moving.
Yeah. Bush just stopped moving. Oh, he's moving them again.
Turn back. Yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna pump up your raft, and I'm gonna
stand guard.
be a bear guard. It's not super aggressive. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. What these rototills do. That is awesome. He's way bigger than I thought he was when I saw him across the road.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's get it.
What a big bear. Hey, bud. Look, we're just going to get our meat. You're going to stay in there.
Oh, there he is. Across the way. Left.
Okay. Look at me.
Oh.
Okay. Pump up your act. Get out of here.
Nothing like pumping up a raft while you have a angry bear hanging out by you.
Yeah. Once the boat was loaded, the hunters made their escape without seeing the bear again. It was a huge animal and could have attacked at any moment, but they handled the situation calmly and got out safely. In the end, everything worked out without further trouble. The footage comes from Grassman 58, who was exploring a remote forest in Stevens County, Washington, an area long associated with reports of unusual wildlife and Sasquatch sightings. On April 29, 2013, he set out unaware that the forest would soon reveal unusually large tracks, possible toe impressions, and signs of a massive bipedal presence moving close by.
Okay, it's August 28th, Sunday morning. At about 9:35 a.m. I came across what appears to be tracks along this stream bed. Not sure exactly what made them, but I'm not jumping and saying that whatever it is what I'm thinking, but I'll just show you. First impression, marked with a Coke can. And you can see I got more cans set up going in that direction. Come over, kind of make out the heel, possibly, maybe even a toe. Then we come over. Another impression. They seem old. Come over this way. I've casted the best one. You can see that there's some toes right up in there. And then can't really make out with the foliage on the ground if there's any more tracks. I got some fresh scat, some sort. And the next impression, possibly, is right here. But you can see the stride is pretty good distance from one another. Now, I'm not saying that this is Bigfoot, but sure looks interesting. Look at this one again. You can kind of see the heel area right here, outline of the foot. That definitely looks like a big toe to me. But I'm not a foot expert, so I'm not sure. This one is iffy, but it's there. Kind of see the impression where the dirt's got pushed back. Maybe some toes here, possibly. Just seems like kind of a small heel. But this track is very interesting, so I casted it. It's at least a inch and a half in, but definitely some toes here. Couldn't really make out if there was a fifth toe or not, but I casted it just to be on the safe side. So I'm not sure, but maybe it came down from that direction across the stream, which is freaking ice cold. Maybe that's the track. I'm not sure. Maybe one there. Not too sure if that's a toe imprint or not.
While moving along the stream bed, Grassman 58 noticed large impressions pressed into the mud. He placed a Coke can beside them for scale and studied them closely. Some appeared to show toe and heel shapes. After measuring, he found the prints ranged from about 15 to 19 inches long and roughly 7 inches wide, with strides reaching up to 5 feet. He continued documenting the tracks, photographing details like soil pushed back at the heel and faint toe outlines. Although some impressions were partly hidden by foliage, their size stood out clearly.
Cross is about 7 inches. It's a good 2-inch impression right there. Next one, right here. Measure this one. From heel to toe, about 17 inches again. About 7 inches, give or take. To the next one, measure that, got about 16 inches. Just under 7 inches, a little smaller. That's the one I cast it. Put my Glock there to give it some scale. Let's see what it measures out to be. About 15, it's a little over 15 inches long. About 7 inches again. Pretty interesting. Distance between center of the toe or center of the foot to other foot, about, say, about 4.5 feet. Let's just put that down for a second. See, it's a pretty good stride. Center, center. Almost 5 feet. Center to center, about 5.5 feet. Pretty good stride.
Grassman 58 cast the clearest footprint, revealing distinct toe impressions in the soil. Nearby, he found fresh scat, indicating the tracks were recent. The trail of impressions crossed an icy stream before disappearing into thicker forest, suggesting a large bipedal presence moving through the area. After recording his measurements, the tracks eventually faded into dense undergrowth, leaving the source unknown and the mystery unresolved. The video comes from the Hoggett Project, a US-based outdoor and bushcraft channel known for solo camping, overlanding, and survival trips deep in the wilderness. The creator's style is calm and reflective, focusing on finding peace in being alone while accepting that nature rarely sticks to the plan. On September 5th, 2025, he heads out on a solo mountain journey that starts completely peaceful but slowly turns into a quiet test of composure and survival with no help anywhere nearby.
Ooh, yeah.
pretty much all that's left for me is I'm gonna drink this coffee, snack on an apple, break down my stuff. So I'll see you for the next one. Just in case you're wondering, okay, it's nice and all, you know, having a pop-up tent, just throwing it in the air and then it puts itself together for the most part. What about putting it back in the bag? You want to start by standing in the middle and collapse it like this, and then you twist to a figure 8. So that's not correct. That's correct. And then you fold to create 2 circles. Turn the tent upside down. Press down, twist a little bit. Now we got that figure 8 again. And then we can fold. And now we essentially have 4 circles stacked on top of each other. And we also have the strap that holds it all together right here. Cinch that up. That should keep it secure, because all this is doing is going back in the bag for now. One last look at camp before I finish packing up, just to show what a difference, huh? This is what it looks like. Well, that ain't good.
Morning breaks under a blanket of fog. The forest is quiet, wrapped in that cool, damp stillness unique to the mountains. The camera follows as he packs away his nightcat tent, wipes moisture from the tarp, and carefully stows his gear. His voice remains calm and unhurried, almost meditative. He reflects on how the night passed without any disturbance, only wind and birds moving through the valley. It's the kind of calm that makes it easy to forget how quickly everything can change.
It's looking like the radiator. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is just let it cool down, and then I don't know what kind of tools I have on me, but yeah, when you're this deep in the mountains and stuff like this happens, it's not good. This pipe right here is what snapped, and there's I just had the same incident happen on that one, so we replaced it with the metal pipe. I have some duct tape, so that could temporarily get me somewhere where I can call somebody.
A soft hiss breaks the silence as steam rises from under the bonnet. His steady voice shifts with concern when the issue becomes clear. A cracked radiator pipe leaking coolant. It's a small fault, but dangerous in a place with no signal, no road, and no backup. He stays calm, grabs duct tape, and quickly seals the pipe. The repair is rough but effective. The engine restarts, the steam fades, and the tension eases. The video ends at the empty campsite. Mist closes in, faint smoke drifts from the fire pit, and everything goes still, quietly showing how close safety and danger can be in the wild. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.